Alright, let's dive right into a story that's got more twists and turns than a mountain road. Picture this, a courtroom, tense atmosphere, and a couple, Mark and Sarah, at the center of it all. They're not just fighting over a breakup. They're battling over a brand new top-of-the-line luxury car. So here's the setup. Mark buys this stunning car, his absolute dream machine. He says it was a gift for Sarah, a grand gesture of his love. He even puts it in her name. A few months later, their relationship implodes and things get messy. Really messy. Mark wants the car back, claiming the gift was conditional. Conditional on what, you ask? Their future together, their expected marriage. Sarah, on the other hand, says a gift is a gift, no strings attached. She's holding on to the keys and the registration, and she's not letting go. In court, Mark's lawyer paints a picture of a man deeply in love, planning a future. He presents text messages where they talked about getting engaged, picking out rings, even dreaming about their future home. The car, he argues, was part of that dream. It was an engagement gift, given in anticipation of a marriage that never happened. He brings up an old legal principle: a gift given in contemplation of marriage must be returned if the wedding is called off. It sounds pretty convincing, right? Mark testifies, looking heartbroken, saying he poured his savings into that car as a symbol of their commitment. But then it's Sarah's turn. Her lawyer stands up and completely flips the script. She doesn't deny they talked about marriage, but she pulls up a different set of text messages. These are from Mark, sent just days after he bought the car. In these texts, he's bragging to his friends. He's not talking about love or commitment. He's talking about a brilliant move. He says, put the car in her name. It is a great way to avoid the higher insurance rates on my record and some tax implications. Whoa, the courtroom goes silent. Suddenly, this grand romantic gesture starts to look a lot more like a calculated financial decision. Sarah's lawyer presses on. She asks Mark directly on the stand about his driving record, his previous accidents, and the insurance quotes he received in his own name. Mark gets flustered, trying to downplay it, but the evidence is right there in black and white. The insurance premiums for him would have been astronomical compared to the rates for Sarah. The narrative of the heartbroken is starting to crumble. Sarah takes the stand and tells her side. She talks about how much she loved the car, how she thought it was a genuine, heartfelt gift. She shows the court pictures of them together, all smiles. On the day he gave it to her, there was no mention of conditions, no if we get married clause. It was just this is for you because I love you. She explains that the topic of marriage was something they discussed, like many couples do, but there was no formal proposal, no ring, no set date. It was all just hopeful talk for the future. The judge is listening intently, taking notes. You can see the wheels turning. Was this a genuine engagement gift or a clever workaround too? Save a bunch of money? The law is clear about engagement gifts, but if the primary motive wasn't the engagement itself, then things get complicated. And just when you think you've got it figured out, Mark's lawyer drops another bombshell. He introduces a new witness. It's Sarah's co-worker, a woman named Emily. Emily takes the stand and testifies that Sarah was having an affair. She claims Sarah was secretly seeing another man named David for months. According to Emily, Sarah was planning to leave Mark all along and was just waiting for the right moment. The car, Emily suggests, was just a bonus prize she was happy to take with her. The courtroom is buzzing. This changes everything. If Sarah was cheating and never intended to marry Mark, then his claim that the gift was based on a false promise of a future together suddenly looks a lot stronger. Sarah is visibly shocked. She denies everything, shaking her head. Her lawyer objects, calling it a desperate attempt to smear Sarah's character. Under cross-examination, Sarah's lawyer goes after Emily's credibility. He asks about Emily's relationship with Sarah at work. It turns out they were both up for the same promotion recently, and Sarah got it. He brings up emails where Emily had complained about Sarah to their manager. He paints Emily as a jealous rival, someone with a clear motive to lie and hurt Sarah's reputation. Emily denies it, of course, but the seed of doubt is planted. Is she telling the truth, or is this just workplace revenge? The judge calls for a recess. Everyone needs a moment to process this whirlwind of accusations and counter-accusations. We've gone from a dispute over a car to a story about financial scheming, and now to a tale of alleged infidelity and professional jealousy. When court resumes, Sarah's lawyer has one last card to play. He calls David, the man Sarah was accused of having an affair with, to the stand. Everyone leans forward. What is he going to say? David testifies that yes, he and Sarah are close friends. They have lunch together, they text, they support each other at work, but an affair? He shakes his head. Absolutely not. He explains that he is happily married himself and shows the judge pictures of his wife and kids. He even says his wife knows Sarah well, and they've all had dinner together. He provides phone records and messages that show a completely platonic friendship. His testimony is calm, credible, and completely dismantles the cheating allegation. Now, Mark's case is on life support. His main argument was that the gift was conditional on a marriage that Sarah secretly never intended to go through with. But the affair story has been debunked, and his own text messages suggest a very different, less romantic motive for putting the car in Sarah's name. It's time for closing arguments. Sarah's lawyer summarizes it perfectly. He argues that Mark, facing a breakup, is suffering from giver's remorse. He made a grand gesture, perhaps for mixed reasons, both romantic and financial. But when the relationship ended, he wanted to take it back. The lawyer states that you can just retroactively add conditions to a gift when things go sour. A gift, once given, is given. Mark's lawyer makes a final, passionate plea. He focuses on the discussions of marriage, the shared dreams, and asks the judge to see the car as the ultimate symbol of a promise that was broken, even if not through infidelity. He argues that Sarah led Mark on, letting him believe they had a future, and that accepting such an extravagant gift under those circumstances was unjust. Finally, the moment of truth arrives. The judge begins to speak. He acknowledges the emotional complexity of the case. He says that relationships are messy and breakups are painful. He addresses the engagement gift law but points out that there was no formal engagement. Then he turns to the text messages from Mark to his friend. The judge reads them aloud once more, a great way to avoid the higher insurance rates. He says that this message reveals a significant practical motive that coexisted with any romantic feelings, because the gift wasn't solely and explicitly tied to a marriage proposal. The condition Mark claims was never legally established. As for the infidelity claim, the judge dismisses it as unfounded.